Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and I'm going to read a story to you. Now I am sitting here in giraffe class. I've got my friends, the giraffes, right next to me and they're watching over these books in our class library. We love books in giraffe class. So the story I'm going to read to you is a story about books. A book about books. How funny! And this book is called The Detective Dog. And it's by one of my favourite authors, Julia Donaldson. And in fact, this is a very special book because this book is signed by Julia Donaldson when she came to school. It's called The Detective Dog. There once was a dog with a keen sense of smell. She was known far and wide as Detective Dog Nell. And there she is. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Time after time, Nell the detective solved crime after crime. Who threw the hazelnuts down from the tree? Who took the honey away from the bees? Who did the poo on the new gravel path? How did the spider get into the bath? Sniff, 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 with a wag of her tail. Nell the detective was hot on the trail. She seems like a good detective dog, doesn't she? Nell shared her house with a person called Peter, a very nice child, though he could have been neater. And a 6-year-old Peter was one of those boys who kept mislaying his clothes and his toys. Do you ever lose things? Maybe you're just like Peter. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Nose to the ground. These are the things the detective dog found. The bus in the bowl and the book in the bed. The sock in the sofa. The shoe in the shed. The tumble-down teddy. The bounce-away ball. Now the detective discovered them all. Now, Nell did detection from Tuesday till Sunday, but did something totally different each Monday. She found Peter's bag and she tracked down her lead, and then she set off for school, where she heard children read. The children loved reading their stories to Nell, and Nell loved to listen and also to smell. And there she is, sitting with the children reading to her. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Mixed in the air were plasticine and custard and newly washed hair, the crusts in the bins and the coats on the hooks. But the best smell of all was the smell of the books. Books about dinosaurs, books about knights, books about planets and meteorites, books about princes who turned into frogs, books about dragons and books about dogs. But then came a Monday when all was not well. Nell sniffed the air and she smelled the wrong smell. To the classroom, the two of them hurried and found Mr. Jones looking terribly worried. He tugged at his hair and he let out a sigh. Peter looked round and he started to cry. Sniff, sniff, sniff. What was going on? The books! Cried out Peter. The books have all gone! Nell gave a growl when she heard the bad news, but then started sniffing and searching for clues. Sniff, sniff, sniff. On the bookshelf, a cap. The thief must have dropped it, the terrible chap. Nell sniffed the cat's cap and she tugged on the lead, and woof, she was off at astonishing speed. Everyone followed Detective Dog Nell. She stopped at the traffic lights. What could she smell? Sniff, sniff, sniff. Haddock and hay, pizza and penguins, and further away, the smell of the thief. How very exciting. Thousands of pages, all covered in writing. And there she is, stopped at the road, ready to cross. And then woof, they were off, with no time for a stop, past the farm and the zoo and the takeaway shop. They raced through a field where the rabbits smelled good, and then over a golf course and into a wood. And there they are on their journey through the town. They thrashed through the undergrowth, leafy and dense, till they came to a gate in an old wooden fence. Then Nell started growling and pricked up an ear. She barked, "Oh!" And the bark meant, "The thief is in here!" They flung the gate open, and Peter cried, "Look!" For there sat a man with his nose in a book. There were many more books pointing out of the sack, and the children yelled, "Those are our books! Give them back!" Sniff, sniff, sniff. The book thief looked sad. "I'm sorry," he sniffled. "I know I've been bad. Stealing is wrong, but I just meant to borrow. I was planning on giving all the books back tomorrow." There he is talking to the children. To borrow? To borrow? Nell pricked up an ear. She barked, "Oh!" And the bark meant, "I've had an idea." And then woof, she was off, and away they all sped, including the book thief, who told them, "I'm Ted." Sniff, sniff, sniff. They raced through the wood and over the field where the rabbits smelled good. They panted and puffed past the takeaway shop, the zoo and the farmyard, with never a stop, except to retrieve Peter's scarf and his ball, which someone had thoughtfully placed on a wall, till they came to a building with doors open wide. And what did they see when they all went inside? Thousands of books from the floor to the ceiling. The books gave the thief a most heavenly feeling. He gazed in amazement. "Where am I?" he said. And Peter replied, "In the library, Ted. You can join if you want to. There isn't a fee, and then you can take lots of books out for free." And there they are in the library. Look at all those books. So Ted has a lovely new library card, and he sits reading books in his little backyard. And when it's Monday, Detective Dog Nell visits the school with the wonderful smell. Sniff, sniff, sniff with a faraway look. She smells and she listens to book after book. Books about dinosaurs, books about knights, books about planets and meteorites, books about princes who turn into frogs, books about dragons, books about dogs. All the old books, and a new one as well. The story of daring Detective Dog Nell. And there's the new book that I think Peter has written about Detective Dog Nell. And that was The Detective Dog by Julia Donaldson. It's made me think how much I like all these books and the books that we have in our school library. And I can't wait until all of this is over and I can go down to my library and I can look at all the amazing books that are in there. Maybe when all this is over, you can too. Choose yourself a nice new set of books to read. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.